So hi everyone, this is Samson from Macau, China, and I'm currently a senior student in the Global Environment Program in the School of Environment, Tsinghua University. And I think many of you today don't need any more reasons to understand how urgent the climate crisis is. But yeah, I would like to share from a different perspective. I would like to show you guys 16 more reasons why we cannot delay the climate action anymore. So before I start, I would like to actually thank the Global Alliance of University on Climate, simply because I joined a pilot program held by this alliance. It's called the Climate X Training Leadership Pilot, which was held in this summer. And actually, the presentation is one of the most interesting findings I have had in the pilot. So yeah, let's start. So 2015 is a special year for me personally and for the world as well. For me, it's because I decided to study environment in university. But most importantly for the world, 2015, the Paris Agreement was signed. 197 countries have committed to combat climate change, and they set a goal to restrict the global temperature rise within 2 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial level, and a desirable goal of 1.5 degrees as well. Another important thing happened. The UN member countries adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which is a comprehensive global plan action for people, planet, and prosperity. And here I want to show you a published article, which is published in the top journal called Nature Sustainability, to show how climate change impact, how climate action could affect the other sustainable development goals, and even the societal and economic effects. So as we can see on this graph, nearly half of the 169 climate SDGs target are affected by the climate change impact. To be specific, there are obvious connections between biodiversity and climate change. The marine ecosystem and the terrestrial ecosystem may be profoundly altered through deglaciation of mountain system, through acidification, invasive species, etc. And also there are other obvious impacts of climate change as well. For example, the water shortage, which can directly impact health by reducing access to clean drinking water and sanitation. An impact on the productivity of agricultural lands, causing malnutrition, as well as loss of livelihood and prosperity. And interestingly, what I learned in the pilot, peace could also affected by climate change. And let's see the reason. Climate-induced resource stresses, including on water, agricultural crops, or other biotic resources such as land and food, could exacerbate competition and conflict, threatening the situation between different regions, countries, and areas. And also climate change-related impact and disaster are also key drive of human displacement and mass migration. So-called, we have a new term called climate refugee nowadays. Climate change also affects gender equality, which may sound a bit weird, but there are clear evidence about it. Girls are the first to be withdrawn from schooling in response to drought or other climate-related shocks. And women's unequal access to economic resources can also compound their vulnerability to climate impact. It sounds devastating, it all sounds sad, but however, it is not only about bad news. So last year, October, in COP15 in Kunming, the alliance I just mentioned, the Global Alliance of University on Climate, published a Climate X Global Youth Declaration. Climate X, the X means crossover, means we are not only considering the climate crisis, we are not only solving the climate problem, but we are finding synergy, co-benefit between climate action, climate impact, and other sustainable development goals. And let me show you some examples. So this is the graph from the same article I have just shared. We can see the green box in those targets means there are indivisible or reinforcing or enabling impact when we are doing climate action. We are actually making co-benefit for other SDGs as well. So for example, climate action can enable and reinforce building prosperous, equal, and peaceful society. And also it has synergies with targets concerning poverty reduction, welfare, and job targets. And many of the targets on food, water, and energy system are reinforcing or indivisible with climate action. Sustainable consumption and production will advance climate action by reducing emissions related to waste and production. And it is also worth mentioning synergy found between climate action and biodiversity are profound. So this year, the COP27 will be held in Egypt, and the COP15 is following in Montreal in December. So there are more and more discussion within a climate COP and a biodiversity COP to discuss the synergy between these global environmental issues. And also, climate action can improve global health outcomes by reducing local pollution and also the frequency and the strength of heat waves in households and cities. So as time is limited, we can't go for detail in each Sustainable Development Goals, but I would like to end my presentation in COP27, which I mentioned, the Global Alliance of University and Climate. We are actually sending some students and professors from 15 universities from around the world going to COP27. So my wish is for all of us and also policymakers, negotiators in the huge global environmental event to act beyond speeches and politics, try to find synergy, trying to find compromise, common ground, and to start collaborating and delivering the promises made. Thank you.